Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to talk about two autographs I recently was able to identify thanks to a group on Facebook. I've got, when I first started collecting autographs, I've been collecting autographs for about 25 years now, give or take, maybe 23, 24 years. And when I first started sending out requests through the mail, I did not put the name of the person on the return envelope. I trusted my my very limited skills to identify the autograph when they came back, and I did good for maybe a month or so. But I started getting autographs back, and I could not identify them, and I ended up with about 10 or 12. I just could not identify, and they're on index cards that like just like these that you see here. And at the time, I was starting to get sports autographs, actors and musicians and everything like that on these index cards. So there was a wide range of possibilities of who these people might be. And over the years, like I said, I've had these for over 20 years. I've got my final four I've identified, or some people have helped me identify online. On Facebook specifically, and this one group, they help you identify your autographs, no questions asked. You just put it up there, post it, and if somebody sees it and knows what it is, they'll hook you up and give you. And you can just search the name, Google image search, just to verify. Do two or three to verify, to make sure that the autograph that they say it is actually the one you have. And so over the years, it's been a real painful process to identify these autographs because I would put, I have two or three videos where I would ask people if they could identify any of these autographs. Initially, it was like maybe a dozen way back when. Then somebody maybe like identified one out of the 10 that were left in the video. So it was a very slow process that way. And but I was able to, over the years, eliminate a good chunk of those. But I've had these four, like I said, two of which are right here, that I have not been able to identify. I couldn't identify the letters on the index card, much less the name of the person. But like I said, I found this group on Facebook absolutely amazing. First, I went to back in the day, I used to go to Reddit, and I don't know if there's more than one autograph group on Reddit, but the one I went to, it was almost virtually totally dead. There was almost nobody on there, and I think if I looked it up right now, my request or my question would be probably the only one that's been on there for the last 5 or 6 years, and I can almost guarantee that it was a very dead-ended group. So Reddit, unless there's another group I never was able to find, or I was just not smart enough to figure it out and discover them on Reddit, whatever. And recently I've tried to do the Google image search. Google image search for autographs is very sketchy at best. Sometimes I come back with a confident answer, hey, this is so-and-so in your picture. Then I look at the name, Google that, and look at the autograph that they say it is, and it's totally wrong, completely wrong. So Google image search and maybe some others, they have a lot of work to do to perfect the autograph identification. And I understand everybody's autograph is different every single time, so it's kind of hard to nail down specifics like that. But nonetheless, I've been ranting too long. So these are two of the four I finally was able to identify thanks to the group on Facebook. And I could not read this to save my life. My name is Shane right here. So it's to Shane. I think it says thank you, but I could not tell who this was. And somebody finally hooked me up and said it was Christine Baranski. She's an actress. Most probably, if you know the TV show Sybil Shepherd, probably like 20 some years ago maybe, and she was in How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey. So that's Christine Baranski right there. So that was very, very awesome to get that identified. And this one, I couldn't tell who or what this was. I couldn't tell what these letters were. But I had this one on the Facebook group too, and somebody identified it for me. And it was a Bruce Valanche, well-known comedy writer, been around for years. And I just found out by searching him that he was the head writer for the Academy Awards for 14 years, and before that he worked there as just like an assistant or whatever. So he's been with the Academy Awards forever. He's a comedy writer, very well known. But I would have never guessed that was his name. It doesn't look like Bruce Valanche to me at all. So I appreciate the people on Facebook. I believe it's Identify Your Autographs group. So they came to and hooked me up. So yeah, Christine Baranski right there, Sybil, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and Bruce Valanche right there, comedy writer, Oscars, and many other things. So yeah, so thank you to the people that hooked me up like there. And like I said, these are 2 of the 4. The other 2, I'm gonna do another video, and they're even cooler. Through the mail returns 20 years later, I finally identified. There are people help me identify. So that'll be another video here shortly, probably next week. So thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you soon.